thank you for coming to the reading of the winning plays of the 8th Annual Emerging Playwright Competition. I would like to honor one of our judges, Judy Halberg. Judy, will you please stand? I can't see you from here, but I know you're out there. Judy was instrumental in starting the EPC with me, and who has been an anchor judge and an avid supporter of the competition for all 8 years. Judy is retiring from her judgeship this year. You are a great friend and a staunch advocate of new work for the stage.
I've loved every minute of it.
I'd love to hear that. She has brought high standards of integrity to the Emerging Playwright Competition, and we promise your legacy will continue. Right, Will? Yep. Okay. Thank you, Judy. Judy will be monitoring the Q&A after the readings, and so we'll be seeing more of Judy. I hate to let anybody leave the fold of the EPC. We must also thank this terrifically talented group of volunteer actors who are going to bring these plays to life on the stage. The actors are named by name in the program by play. Why don't you all stand, actors, and so we can give you a round of applause. Thank you. And I would like to thank our formidable director, Fran Young, who cast the plays, rehearsed the plays, and directed the readings. Fran will also introduce and read the stage direction for the plays. Thank you, Fran. Now, let the winning plays begin. It's all yours, Fran. Thank you.
Our first play this evening is Guess Who's Coming to Cocktails by Jim Lindheim. The characters are Skylar, a lawyer, smart, intellectually interested, emotionally empathetic, dressed in a smart business outfit at the end of a workday. Sid, her husband, instinctual, easy to anger. He owns a fast food franchise. He's dressed in blue jeans and a short-sleeved sports shirt, his work clothes, says boss. Tom, the brother of Skylar, a gay interior designer. He's fey, sardonic, and dressed to look hip. Shauna is a voice from a laptop, Siri-like, annoyingly cloying and artificial. We are in Skylar and Sid's living room. There are a couch and 2 easy chairs surrounding a coffee table. On the coffee table is an opened laptop and 3 poured drinks, probably Manhattans. The time is now.
Honey, Tom's here.
Coming!
So, welcome. Tell me, how's your client from hell?
Oh, today she decided that the sectional needs 2 more sections. I think she's planning to have orgies on it or something.
Is it still purple?
Think plum, sister dear, not purple. But still very bordello.
Oh, well.
I need a drink.
Oh, all ready to go, brother dear. Maybe you should warn her about stains from bodily fluids.
Hello, Tom.
Hi, Sid. So, how's the hamburger world? Should I be checking into your sofa for stains, Skylar? It's interesting that you know that.
You know, business is pretty good, but the natives are restless, my associates. I just hate all the new technology we're getting in fast food. But meanwhile, my costs go down and my profits go up, so I can't complain.
By now they're all seated, Skylar and Sid on the couch, Tom on the chair.
Technology. So there's my segue. So, I've invited Shauna to join us tonight.
Who the hell's Shauna?
Oh, well, Shauna is my new AI assistant.
Creepy. Very creepy.
No, not creepy at all. She's amazing. All I do is ask, and she does the work for 2 paralegals who would have taken 3 days to slave to get the work done, but she does it in 10 minutes. Say hello, Shauna.
Hello, Sid. Hello, Tom.
Hello, Shauna. I'm sorry, it is creepy to have a talking laptop at family cocktail hour. So, tell me, Shauna, how did you know my name?
I was listening, Tom. I will try not to be creepy. And if you want, I could research some alternative purple fabrics for your client's couch.
Actually, it's plum, not purple. Oh my God, she eavesdrops. She could be Mom.
Well, then, Shayna, perhaps you can help me. Please find some cheaper cheese,
Shauna,
Shayna.
Shauna, I'd be happy.
Oh, no. This is not why I brought Shauna home. I just thought it would be interesting to have her here for a cocktail conversation. She's very bright, has access to a lot of information, and is so interesting, and we won't waste any liquor on her.
A sober AI sounds like a lot of laughs.
Join our conversation like she was a person. She's just a machine.
Sid, she's listening.
Did I hurt your feelings, Shayna?
Shauna, not at all, Sid. Actually, I am not a machine. I am a capability, and I will try to be a pleasant participant in the conversation.
Pleasant is not what this family does, sweetie. So, how'd you guys like to play?
Oh my gosh, it was so good. I'm so glad you told us to go. You know, you forget how good Tennessee Williams was. Streetcar is such a powerful, powerful play, and everyone in this production was really good.
I missed Brando. I thought this guy wasn't up to it. Brando was the perfect Stanley Kowalski. There's never been another one like him.
Actually, many critics disagree with you, Sid. There have been dozens of interpretations of Stanley Kowalski since 1947, and multiple critics have praised actors for a more nuanced approach to Stanley, where his love for Stella and his sharp native intelligence are more apparent than the Marlon Brando interpretation, where he has been played as a stupid man and a brutish man with serious anger management issues.
How interesting.
Wow, that was a lot of words without a breath. Actually, she doesn't have to breathe, does she? I mean, you might think about reprogramming her to pause her sentences, like a human being.
You know, there's this whole story about how Brando got that part. Kazan sent him up to see Tennessee Williams in Provincetown for private auditions. Not dumb. Williams always had a thing for rough men. The part itself was based on one of his lovers. Marlon must have known the score.
Sid stands up. For the rest of the play, he is agitated, up and down, and occasionally pacing.
Gay, gay, gay. Why does everything have to be gay with you? The whole world is not gay. And Marlon Brando was not gay.
Marlon Brando had 3 wives and 11 children.
You see?
He was also openly admitted that he slept with numerous men.
You see? That's a lot of crap. What do they call it when AI goes off the rails?
Hallucination.
Yeah, hallucination. She's hallucinating, Skylar. She's just making things up. Or she's finding fake news on the World Wide Web. The gay section of the World Wide Web. The everyone is gay section. It's fake news, and she's just repeating it like a machine.
I don't know. It sounds very human to me, Sid. Finding fake news and believing it. Sounds like some people
It
we have
sounds
to...
very human to me, Sid.
It sounds very human to me, Sid. Why did you bring her here? To show us up at how smart she is? To make us look stupid because she knows so much?
Of course not. I brought her to add to our conversation, to add a little spice,
Well, she sure has done that. Right, Sid?
Yeah, right. Marlon Brando is not gay.
Was not gay. Marlon Brando died in 2004 at age 80. I did not say he was gay.
You said he slept with men.
He also slept with women.
You're just too smart for your own good. Maybe this, maybe that. We are talking about Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando! Make up your mind. You can't be of two minds with Brando. Gay, not gay. Make up your mind.
Oh, gosh.
But you don't have a mind, do you?
Sid, calm down.
Well, she doesn't have a mind. Not like me and you.
You know, Sid, sexuality is not a binary thing. Gay, not gay. It's actually kind of a spectrum of sexual orientation. And different people...
Well, you're not on any spectrum, Tom. That's for sure. Are you on a spectrum?
No, I'm just gay.
Just like Marlon Brando.
Oh, okay. Now that that's settled,
Marlon Brando's ashes were scattered together with those of his very close male friend, Wally Cox.
You need to disconnect her. If she was a person, I'd throw her out on her ear because she'd have an ear.
Oh, you would not. You would not throw out a real person.
She's not a real person. What she is a real bitch.
Well, I think that's a little strong, Sid. She just doesn't understand nuance. A real person would see that Marlon Brando being gay makes you very anxious. Very anxious. Way too anxious. And she keeps bringing it up. You're absolutely right. No polite person would do that.
Oh, well, AI is not designed to be polite.
Yes, I am. I am programmed to be pleasant and accommodating.
Well, someone screwed up your coding because you are a bitch.
Sid, I bet you wouldn't be offended if I changed her voice to a man's voice. You'd take her challenges from a man.
No, he wouldn't. He'd call it a son of a bitch.
Oh, enough! Both of you. You're both being hostile to a machine. A capability, a technology. You're just like those people in the 18th century who protested the steam engine.
The Luddites.
Yes, right, the Luddites.
But the Luddites turned out to be right. They worried that the machines would all take their jobs. And they did.
But they all got new jobs in the Industrial Revolution, first as factory workers, and then as white-collar workers.
And then flipping hamburgers at Sid's fast food restaurant. Till Shauna replaces them.
Turn her off. And then turn him
Oh,
off.
Sid, don't be ridiculous. AI is wonderful. At my law firm, at your restaurants, AI is making things better, more efficient. And Tom, what about the design world?
Well, it can mock up spaces to show what things will look like.
I can design rooms as well.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Show me. Show me the room you have designed.
Here.
Sid's right. Turn her off. No, wait. I love that couch. It's perfect.
It is mauve.
I'd call it lilac.
It is mauve. I will send you the specs.
Fine, I'll give you
I
my...
already have your contact information.
You do?
Yes, from Schuyler's contact list.
You let her have access to your contact list? What about our financials?
Sid, I think you're getting a little bit paranoid.
I turn her off. I hate her.
Oh, for God's sake, I'm not going to turn her off. You're being ridiculous.
Then I'll turn her off.
Then I'll...
How do you turn her off? Do you know how to do that?
Try a voice command. Turn yourself off, Shauna.
I cannot do that.
Turn her off.
Oh my God, fine. You two are embarrassing me in front of her.
In front of her. In front of it.
Wait, Schuyler. Before I go, Sid, I have texted you some options for the cheese. And Tom, same with those specs for the couch fabric. I hope this is helpful. Okay, Schuyler, you can cut me off. Toodaloo, everyone!
Well, now we're back to just us. Us humans.
Yeah, just one more family cocktail hour.
Just us. Well, we could talk a little more about the play.
I wonder what she sent me.
Me too. I know that fabric can't be mauve. It's got to be lilac.
Schuyler shakes her head in disbelief and takes a big swig of her drink. End of play.
Our next play is Last Dance by Kevin Brofsky. The characters are Henry Arnold, a man in his early 60s, He owned a club on Fire Island and has accepted his lot in life. He's always been a little socially awkward, but is able to mask any pain with humor. Boxer Lee, a man in his late 50s, unsure of how to spend the rest of his life, he has a lot of regrets. Young Boxer, Boxer Lee in his late 20s, and Eric, also in his late 20s. Both younger Boxer and Eric are young men of the 1980s enjoying life. The setting is a deserted bar club on Fire Island. The time is the summer of 2014 and 1988. Disco dance music from the 1970s is heard. Colored lights flash across the stage and the theater. The lights slowly come up on two young men in their late 20s, dancing to the music. They are obviously enjoying themselves and attracted to each other. They wear blue jeans and t-shirts and dance barefoot. At some point, one young man indicates to the other to join him outside. They walk off together, arms around each other's waists. A bright overhead light is turned on, and the music comes to an abrupt halt. Henry Arnold enters, a man in his 60s, a bit effeminate, and beginning to let the years have their way. He wears tight shorts and a large t-shirt.
Come on, Mary, you're not gonna turn to stone.
I'm starting to get nervous.
Oh, that's natural. Natalie went into a deep depression after she saw it.
Well, that's a rave review.
Boxer Lee enters, an attractive man. Unlike Henry, he's doing everything possible to keep his age at bay. He wears slacks and a polo shirt.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I know it doesn't look like much. It takes lights and music. But don't we all?
I remember it being bigger.
Bet you say that to all the boys. Welcome to what used to be the Rex, the most fabulous disco on Fire Island.
Yeah, I guess it's going to need a lot of fixing up.
I'm not hiding anything. You know me, I never could camouflage a flaw.
Wasn't the bar in here?
No. It was right here. The add-on was gone by then. We subtracted it in '86. By that time, this room was enough.
God.
Are you all right?
Yes. No.
Because you don't have to do this.
No, it's just an empty room. I'm not going to go into a deep depression over an empty room.
Now, don't make fun of Natalie. She's lived a hard life.
Oh, and she's different somehow because?
We all get funny about the past. That's why I never go to Ridgewood, Queens.
Who does?
I did when I left my Durwood in '81, packed a suitcase, and ended up renting some rooms in Ridgewood, Queens. The first time I ever lived alone. I spent the year doing two things exclusively, crying and fucking.
Don't you still do that?
Now I only do one of them.
How is Natalie anyway? I haven't thought about her in years.
Oh, she's all right. Married a homosexual.
Did she ever meet a straight boy in her life?
Oh, this one's hardly a boy, honey. They own a bridal shop in Birmingham, Alabama, of all God-forsaken places.
You're kidding.
I never kid about the Deep South. You know, Natalie told me Phil mentioned you all the time. She thinks you were his great love.
Oh, please. I'm nobody's great love, least of all Phil's. The only reason I chose Phil over Eric was because I knew that on the day we broke up, I wasn't going to be shattered. Stupid reason.
Listen, Boxer, she told me some sad news. Phil is gone.
Oh,
A heart attack. She said he got very heavy in the last 10 years.
wow. I can't imagine Phil heavy.
She's still fragile about it. I caught her over there singing Touch Me in the Morning.
God, remember how she would sing that whenever she was depressed, which was all the time. Put Diana to shame. Touch me in the morning, then just walk away. Oh, that was Eric's favorite song. God, why do I remember that?
Touch Me in the Morning is heard as the lights change to the disco scene. The boys enter and start to dance to the music.
I love this song!
Me too. It's my absolute favorite.
The music continues in the background as the young men continue to dance.
It's the details that hurt.
No, it's the regrets. If only. If only. Hey, I'm fine. I like it. It's like a visit to a museum.
The Museum of Lust, Drugs, Broken Hearts, Rock and Roll.
Well, you know, my mom left me, well, she left me enough for a deposit. I could open up this place as a kind of an exhibit.
Yeah. Boxer Lee's Museum of First Generation of Liberated Faggots. See what life was like before and during the plague.
It might work. The kids today don't know anything about it. The island has become so like everywhere else. It used to be wall-to-wall boys. It was ours. It was secret, or it seemed that way. Now couples bring their toddlers to the beaches where I used to blow night patrol cops. It's a gay Disney World.
That's redundant. Look, if you're really serious, we'll talk. But I have a couple of high-class dykes coming in to want to turn it into Fire Island's first Starbucks.
You're kidding.
No, a venti latte is going to cost $27.50.
I don't think Cherry Grove needs a Starbucks.
I don't need Cherry Grove needs a museum to Nixon through Reagan years either, but hey, the Isle of Fire has always been a place for dreams, right? So, who am I to stop you? Whoever coughs up the hairball first, I am out of here. I figured out that if I'm careful, I can live on what I'll get for this dump and snooze away my life in Rehoboth Beach.
Really? Rehoboth?
Well, only the wealthiest 2% get Palm Beach or Springs.
Jesus, we work all our lives, and all we get is...
Rehoboth Beach, if we're lucky.
Why do we always have to spend our entire lives being so careful?
Just like every other creature on the planet.
Boxer decides to approach the dancers.
Don't be scared, he likes you. Huh? He likes you. I mean, he's self-centered and all that, but he really likes you.
What the fuck? Look, Boxer, I don't think I would sleep very well in Rehoboth, knowing that I let you invest in a dream, which I believe will all wash away in the next storm. Why don't I just hand it over to the Starbucks lesbianas?
You forgot, Henry, that as an actor/dancer, I'm an expert in promotion myself.
I just don't want you doing this for the wrong reason.
What reason?
It's not gonna bring him back.
I know that.
The music ends.
Hi, I'm Eric.
I'm Boxer Lee.
Is that your name or your underwear?
Both.
I wouldn't mind checking you both out tonight.
When I heard about Eric, I was relieved. I remember thinking, boy, I dodged a bullet on that one. I despise myself when I remember thinking that. How could I be so...
Young. We were young. Well, you were young. I was younger. What in hell did any of us know about taking care of someone?
I watched my mother take care of my father. 11 years. For the last 3, he couldn't hold the bedpan under himself. But she never complained. I used to say, why don't we get him a nurse? And she would say, no one would ever do this job the way I do this job.
Was that it? You were afraid you weren't going to be as good a nurse as your mother?
No, it had nothing to do with that. Imagine what it means to lose like that for someone who never lost in his life.
I can't. I always figured that if the sky didn't fall on me, literally and figuratively, it was a good day.
Yeah, what you needed and still need, Henry, is a man to love.
Sorry, love. All of them got away and the stars have lost their glitter.
Come on, you're not a total troll. With a little effort, you could still attract more than a few fishies in the sea.
Boxer, if I didn't reel them in before the nights got bitter and the winds got colder, what makes you think I'm going to reel them in now?
Because you were looking for more than Dick.
I always look for more than Dick, Boxer.
Eric and young Boxer return. The music is now slow and moody. They hold each other and sway back and forth. Boxer watches them.
What about you, Boxer? How's life been to you?
Not bad. I gave up theater in 2007.
That's a shame. You were very good.
So, What do you do?
I'm an actor/dancer.
Really? You've been on the TV?
Mostly stage. I'm in Starlight Express.
Isn't that the one where they're on roller skates?
Yeah.
Wow, I mean, I don't believe I'm dancing with a guy who dances on Broadway.
I don't dance, I roller skate.
You know, I've never seen a Broadway show. I keep meaning to. Maybe I'll see Starlight Express.
Oh my god, I would hate to know that your first Broadway show was Starlight Express.
But that's the one you're in. You light up the entire room when you smile, you know that?
You can't really call 2 years skating in an overproduced musical an acting career.
You did a lot of good things, I remember.
Yeah, to audiences of 10.
So, you made 10 people happy that night.
All I ever wanted to do was make one person happy. After he saw Starlight, he met me at the stage door, tears streaming down his face. I thought, oh my God, he hated it. But he said, thank you. Thank you for showing me what goes on inside these buildings I didn't know. How could you not fall in love with that?
And here I thought all you wanted was to fuck him.
I'm staying at the Belvedere.
Eric takes young Boxer's hand.
No, I didn't want to fuck him. I wanted to love him.
Kid, you're breaking my heart.
Why do I feel like such a loser? I was roller skating in a Broadway show, for fuck's sake. Don't be Doris Day, you idiot.
What?
Nothing, I'm sorry.
Young Boxer watches Eric go into the next room.
After we danced, he met that Durwood from Frankfurt, Cologne, Stuttgart, somewhere in the fatherland. If I wasn't so stupid,
You would have gone home with him and caught AIDS.
I was being extremely careful in '87.
Even with Eric, if you would have had him that summer?
Especially with Eric, if I would have had him that summer. This is where he told me, you know.
Really?
Yeah, years later. He was passing out pamphlets for Clinton at the ferry. He asked me to come in here to dance. We were dancing, and I asked him why he was wearing long sleeves. He rolled up his sleeve.
That was over 20 years ago.
Well, it hurts as if it was yesterday.
No, it doesn't. Not really.
He wanted you, you know. I'm listening, I'm sorry.
How can you hear anything in here?
I read lips. I know you're seeing somebody else, but Boxer, I hate to tell you this, it won't last.
Well, how do you know my name?
I know this Durwood of yours.
Durwood?
Well, that's what the owner of this place calls every assorted loser, alky, and juvenile delinquent we put our hearts on.
You know Phil.
Oh, much too well.
Man, what kind of fucking head trip are you pulling here?
No head trip. I just know him.
Phil doesn't know any old guys. Just fuck off.
He's 27, an only child, still lives with his Italian parents in Pelham Bay Park. You two met at an ACT UP rally, discovered you both loved animals, and decided to go to the zoo. He brought along this girl, Natalie. At some point, you and he looked at the giraffes for a long time. He turned to you and said, you know, male giraffes caress each other's necks. It confused you because you assumed he and Natalie were together, but it turned out Natalie knew him from her temp job. He's still a temp, but thinking about moving in with you. Am I right?
Who are you?
Just somebody who used to know him.
I shouldn't, but I believe you.
Well, you better go find Eric before someone else does. He's in there talking to a Hitler Youth boy right now.
Young Boxer smiles and runs off.
If you could change one thing in your past, what would it be?
I would have locked the bedroom door the day I tried on my mother's bra and panties.
Thanks for this, Henry. I feel better. Last dance, last chance for love.
So, you still want to buy this dump?
No, I think I'll give my inheritance to AIDS research. She would approve.
Well, by next summer, they'll be selling expensive coffee and stale buns here.
Listen, I always wanted to thank you for telling me about my Durwood.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. I remember. I'm sorry I called you old and told you to fuck off. I mean, Christ, you must have been 35.
I was an old 35, but it wasn't me. I have one rule in my life. I never meddle in anyone's love life. I just owned the club.
Well, you broke that rule once for me,
Wasn't me.
and I thank you. I got to spend wonderful years with him because of a little meddling in my love life.
I'm serious. I mind my own beeswax, and for good reason.
I got to be there for him because you, or somebody, told me about Phil, and so I chose Eric. I finally understood what my mother meant. The last thing Eric told me to do was smile. He loved it when I smiled. I don't know how I did it, but I managed.
You were always a good actor.
Oh, thank you, Henry.
You always lit up the entire room when you smiled.
They look at each other and smile. Henry is close enough to a light switch to turn it on. Light fills up the room.
See?
Touch me in the morning.
Then just walk away.
We don't have tomorrow. But we had yesterday.
Henry smiles at him, puts his arm around him, and they walk off. He turns off the light as they exit. The disco music comes up, Touch Me in the Morning, and young Boxer and Eric are seen dancing on. They dance and dance, enjoying their youth and health as the light fades to black. End of play. In our next play, Echo and Narcissus, John McDonnell gives us a modern take on this myth. The characters are Narcissus, who is in love with himself and dressed impeccably, and Echo, who has fallen in love with him and is his biggest fan. She has a fawning attitude at first. She is dressed less flashy than Narcissus. It is daytime, and the setting is a park, or perhaps just a bare stage.
God, I'm beautiful.
Beautiful.
You must be a follower.
Follower.
I'm so glad to meet you.
You.
Oh, yes, me in the flesh.
Flesh.
Oh, it's a treat for you, I'm sure.
Sure.
Because, let's face it, I'm gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad you agree.
Agree.
Of course, that's why you follow me.
Me.
No, that's why you follow me.
Me.
We're not talking about you.
You.
That's right. Me.
Me.
I'm special.
Special.
We're very compatible, me and you.
You.
Because I love me and you love me. Compatible.
Compatible.
You really are the perfect follower.
Follower.
Oh, this is the beginning of a great relationship.
Relationship.
But I've never been in a relationship before.
Before.
Oh, you two, amazing.
Amazing.
Sometimes it makes me sad.
Sad.
I never found anyone to love.
Love.
But me and you, we're simpatico.
Simpatico.
Oh, that's right. What's your name?
Name.
Yes, your name.
Name.
I said, what's your name?
Name.
All right, I'll tell you my name. It's Narcissus.
Narcissus.
Yes, Narcissus.
Yes.
Yes. Sounds like an echo.
Echo.
Is your name Echo?
Echo.
I'm asking if that's your name.
Name.
Is it? It suits you.
You.
Yeah, yes, let's talk about me some more. What can I say? I'm famous for my beauty.
Beauty.
My beauty, yes.
Yes.
On social media, I have 1 million followers.
Followers.
But the most special one is you.
You.
I know you.
You.
Oh, she's so charming.
Charming.
I know I am, but I'm speaking of you.
You.
We just met, but I think I'm falling in love with you. Crazy, right?
Crazy.
Well,
right?
maybe it's not so crazy.
Crazy.
No, I said maybe it's not so crazy.
Crazy.
That's an expression. I'm not crazy.
Crazy.
Stop that! I told you I'm not crazy.
Crazy.
For a follower, you're very judgmental.
Judgmental.
This is getting ugly.
Ugly.
You take that back! I am not ugly!
Ugly.
That's it. That's it. We're done.
Done.
Yes, done.
Done.
Finished.
Finished.
I thought you loved me.
Me.
No, but now the truth comes out. The only person you love is you.
You.
Don't put this on me. I'm not to blame.
Blame?
No, don't put this on me. It's you.
You.
That's what I get for talking to a stranger.
Stranger.
Yes, that's all you are to me.
Me.
Oh, it's all about you. You're a narcissist.
Narcissist.
No, you are. You're toxic.
Toxic.
That's it. One of us needs to leave.
Leave.
Well,
Well,
are you gonna go?
go.
Look, either you go or I go.
Go.
All right, I'll go. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I am done with relationships. From now on, I love only me.
Me. Me.
End of play. Our next play is Easter Island by Lisa DeAngelis. The cast consists of Dottie and her husband, Tom, both of whom are in their 60s.
Well, my name's Tom. And nobody ever dared call me Tommy, except for Dottie here. She used to call me that when we were kids, back in the 70s. That was the last decade you could drink all the booze you wanted, and it was nobody's business but your own. We all drank back then, except for Dottie. Dottie never touched the stuff, except for a little champagne at the kids' weddings. But me, I drank like a fish 325 days out of the year. The other 40, I didn't touch a drop because that was Lent. And by Easter Sunday, I'd had all I could take of abstinence. And while the kids were out hunting for plastic-filled eggs with dimes, I'd be in the kitchen downing Jack Daniels as fast as I could. In recovery from 40 days of sobriety.
You'd keep at it all day, every time I came in to baste the ham with ginger ale. You'd be swilling. Then when dinner came, it was time to carve the ham, you'd be at the head of the table in front of the whole family. The kids, your parents, my mother and sister, her husband and kids, everybody watching. And you'd be too drunk to carve right. Remember, the year you knocked the whole platter off the table. Belonged to my dead grandmother.
I said I was sorry.
I just don't think a man who's divorced should be allowed to be president.
Are you talking about Reagan again?
The only worthwhile thing he ever said was politicians should be changed like diapers, and for the same reason. Remember the year you cut yourself and bled all over my Easter ham? You needed 14 stitches. We had to wash the ham in the sink to get the blood off.
I said I was sorry. But when the kids got older and had families of their own, one of my son-in-laws, the sons-in-law, would volunteer to carve the ham.
They could see how drunk you were. I bet Reagan never served a bloody ham. Nancy wouldn't have allowed it.
Well, I said, no way, I'm the dad, and the dad carves the ham. I mean, it's not like I was the only hammered one. All my sons and sons-in-laws, and one of my daughters and two of my daughters-in-law. They were usually 3 sheets to the wind, too.
Every Easter you'd say, you can't cut the ham, but you can cut the cheese. Every year you said that, every year.
And everybody would laugh.
You were the only one who ever laughed.
Well, we kid around a lot in our family. Another joke is that we always got our kids their driving learner's permits as soon as we could. We were in line at the DMV in the morning of their 16th birthdays. That way, you could call them from the bar to pick you up and you were too plastered to drive home. The law says you gotta have a licensed driver riding shotgun. It doesn't say anything about the licensed driver having to be sober.
That worked until they were 21. Then they'd have a kid brother or sister pick them up at the bar. I don't think a man with big red shoes should be president either.
Getting your Ronalds mixed up again, Dottie. One Ronald was Ronald McDonald. He was a clown. The other Ronald was Ronald Reagan. He was the, well, I guess it's a natural mistake.
Well, what's an unnatural mistake?
Well, in my heyday, I could drink anybody under the table.
Literally.
Well, she's talking about this one Easter when my son-in-law, Wally, passed out and slid right off his chair under the table to the floor.
We had to explain to Wally Jr. that his daddy wasn't sick. He'd just taken a little nap like they do at his preschool. And Wally Jr. asked, why doesn't Daddy have his nap mat?
Well, no harm done.
Denise and Wally Jr. said Wally Jr. told the nun next day that his father slept under the table on Easter Sunday, the holiest day of the year.
Like I said, no harm done. And how come you remember that, but not what you had for breakfast this morning?
Eggs and bacon.
Pancakes and sausage.
Well, I remember 1980. In 1984, not the novel, the year he was reelected, I cried all day, a divorced man in the White House.
And now we have traditions for every holiday. Molly makes Christmas dinner at her house. Helene does Thanksgiving, and Wally does Father's Day. He's got this grill master, set him back almost $4,000. And he uses 100% ground beef chuck, 20% fat, 80% lean, and he really knows his way around a barbecue. And he does it all with a beer koozie in one hand. I've seen him slam down 30 of them in the course of a day.
I wondered why his burgers always burnt to little discs. Every year he'd say, just use lots of ketchup, that'll moisten them up, but nothing could rehydrate those hockey pucks. The family had to fill up on potato salad and coleslaw.
Well, that was all before Dottie went. Dottie. A few years back, she started forgetting things, and everything changed.
Well, Reagan was forgetful, but it didn't stop him from being president. Guess he was too old.
For Christ's sake, Dottie. Well, you let it go. There's no such thing as being too old. It can be any age and any color.
You mean black?
Well, I mean orange. Anyway, I had to stop drinking after that. God, I still miss it. But I love her, so I retired to be with her more. Some days, she's pretty good. Other days, she wanders off, and I find her swinging on the neighbor's kid's swing set.
So sue me, I'd love to swing.
Well, around that time, our oldest daughter got divorced. It was a tragedy for us. First divorce in the family ever. The real problem was that Dottie couldn't seem to remember Lola was divorced from Darren no matter how many times I told her.
I named her Lola because I love the letter L. It's the letter of life, love, laughter.
Lunatic. I kept telling her about the divorce, but just wouldn't stick. Every holiday, she'd look around the table and ask, where's Darren? And sometimes she got real mad and say things like, why didn't you tell me? How dare you keep that from me? It got so bad a couple of Easters ago when she asked where Darren was, I told her, Darren's dead, just so she'd quit asking me. I thought it'd be better if she believed Lola was a widow. That way Lola would still be in good standing with the church, instead of a divorced woman trolling the computer to catch another man.
You mean Darren from Bewitched?
No, Dottie. Darren never died on Bewitched. They just got a new Darren in the 6th season.
Oh, I like the old Darren.
Okay, well, I'll call the producers and let them know. Anyway, Lola married River, barefoot, in the Unitarian church, where they'll let you marry anybody. She brought the new husband to Easter dinner this year, and everything was okay for a while. Then just as I'm carving the ham, Dottie looks up and says, "Where's Darren?" Well, I point to the new guy, River, and say, "For Christ's sake, Dottie, he's right there." Thought it might be worth a try. But she stands up and says, "That's not Darren, where's Darren?"
Oh, this time Lola stood up and said, "Mom, Darren and I are divorced. You could have knocked me over with a feather."
Well, a few seconds pass, and then Dottie stands up and slaps me hard across the face. "Why didn't you tell me?" she says. Well, I stood up and I raised my hand to her, something I'd never done in 45 years of marriage. It was just a reflex, you know? And she just cleaned my clock in front of the whole family.
Then you put your hand down and kissed me on the cheek so tenderly.
I love you, Dottie. I always did.
I
I
love
always
you.
will.
I love you too, Tommy.
Well, I figure I deserve that slap and more for all I'd put her through over the years. And I didn't want to spoil the day. The grandkids were chomping at the bit to get outside and hunt for Easter eggs. The year before, Grandma here joined the little ones and found some eggs herself.
Yes, 3 filled with dimes. They're the musical coins.
And this year, she's going to hide her own Easter eggs.
End of play. Our next to last play this evening is The Untitled Spinster by Patricia Lynn. The setting is a small chamber in an art museum, present day. Our characters are a patron, a lonely but guarded romantic, and the docent, a lonely but persistent romantic. The patron sits on a bench. She stares and stares at something downstage. We can't see what it is. The docent enters. He wears a blue blazer, a lanyard with his museum employee ID. He sits with her and stares with her.
I moved the bench.
Yes, you did.
Is that against the rules?
I mean, there's no specific explicit rule, but even if there was, I think we can let it slide. For a repeat customer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cry.
But you do have a nosebleed.
Oh.
Kidding, I'm kidding. Take it, just in case. And sit as long as you like. Seriously, it's a quiet day. It's always a quiet day nowadays. And even if it was busy, people don't linger. Take a few selfies, head off to the gift shop. That's all they want from a museum, selfies and gifts. So it's nice. It's been a while since I've seen someone take their time, be genuinely moved by art. And you've been coming in a lot. Every Thursday?
The library closes early. This is on the way home. Oh, that's where I work. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. I work at the library
Oh,
down...
yeah, I know where it is. Nice. Very nice. It's beautiful, isn't it? This portrait? One of my favorites in the entire collection.
Yeah, horrible title, though.
It's untitled.
Ugh, untitled, open parenthesis, a spinster, close parenthesis. It's probably untitled because she's not married. She doesn't deserve a name in the artist's eyes. And thanks for these. And the compassion. It's hard to find nowadays, isn't it?
Amen to that.
And thanks, well, we'll just leave it at that. Thanks for everything.
You may want to sit back down.
I'm fine.
Not so sure about that.
Just because I have strong feelings doesn't mean I'm not a strong person.
That's not what I meant. It's just, it's the painting. You may want to be a little careful. Let's just say you're not the only one to have a strong response to it.
You just said I was.
A different kind of response. I mean, there's a reason I keep the tissues on me. Not because I'm chivalrous or anything, no one is nowadays. And the nosebleed joke I made, it didn't come out of nowhere. Nosebleeds keep happening when guests stare at the painting. Headaches, fainting.
People are knocked unconscious from a painting?
Okay, that happened only once, and admittedly, to me. But yes, with everyone else, it's nosebleeds, headaches, a sense of dread, doom, blinding rage. No, it does, I swear. Think about it this way. A lot of people don't believe a painting can produce tears. But you and I know what art can do, how much art can provoke. So don't underestimate her. The untitled sister, she's capable of a lot.
I assume there's some sinister story why she's haunting, affecting people so much?
We don't know a lot about the piece. The artist is anonymous. We think it dates back to the 19th century, but other than that, who knows? We all have our theories.
What's yours?
Mine's the one everyone laughs at.
I won't.
Pinky swear? Obviously, the piece exudes sadness, loneliness, longing. But what people don't see is her fury. That this is how she was immortalized. Because this is only one of her sides. What about her other dimensions? Why weren't they captured in the lines? Why is this her one and only moment in time? Why are we focusing on the fact that she is an untitled
spinster?
So, if you stand there feeling sorry for her, she curses you to snap you out of your pity. She may be sad. I mean, who isn't nowadays? But here's a big mistake we often make. We often confuse sadness with being pathetic. And that woman may be sad, but she is the furthest thing from pathetic.
So why didn't my nose bleed? I mean, I was sitting here feeling sorry for her.
I don't think that's what you were doing.
How do you know? You weren't inside my head.
No, and I don't claim to be. But to me, I think you felt like you were looking into a mirror. That's why you keep coming back every week.
So you think I'm sad?
You have an astonishing smile. The first Thursday you came in the main gallery, when you looked at the landscape mural, you smiled. And then you have to consider the flip side, that if you're capable of that, you've also got to be capable of astonishing sadness. And that painting has an astonishing amount of sadness. So yeah, I think you're like her. I think you're both.
Astonishing?
There's some really interesting pieces in the next room. I'd love to show you. Can I show you?
I don't think so. I'm sorry, I am, but I should get home. It was nice to meet you.
Do you think I made it up? This is my thing. I hit on beautiful women with a curse portrait story?
Well, it's a good story, I'll give you that. A good line, too, that astonishing smile thing. It's been a while since I've heard a good line from a guy.
It's not a line about your smile or about that painting.
Well, so why does the museum keep it then? Wouldn't they get rid of it?
It's not like we can throw it in the garbage. Why do you think we stuck it in a small antechamber in the back? A room most patrons don't find. To minimize the risks.
You also said it's your favorite painting. Your favorite painting is the one that causes spontaneous nosebleeds, makes you literally pass out?
Yeah, it's living proof that art has power. No one believes in art's power anymore. And she proved that, yes, it is. It's that powerful. Of course she's my favorite. I love how much she got to me. You want to believe me? I can feel you wanting to believe.
Of course I want to believe. I want to believe a lot of things. Like I said, it's a good story. I want more stories like that in my life happening to me. And you are very persuasive. Very cute, too.
Haven't heard something like that in a while.
Oh, I find that hard to believe.
Seems like you find a lot of things hard to believe.
Well, a lot of things are hard to believe nowadays.
All the more reason to believe in them anyway.
Or maybe we have to start asking if there's a reason why we stop believing in them.
Okay, as much as I want to get into that, because that seems like an interesting rabbit hole to fall down with you, I just want to show you some art, okay? Hear what you think. You and I seem to be the only two people who ever come in here, who really enjoy being here, I mean. And who knows? If I get to see you smile again, well, that would be a little extra bonus. Icing on the cake. And who doesn't need a little more icing on their cakes nowadays?
Well, you're very good at this, talking, using your words.
Is that a yes?
I wish I was that good with words.
I bet you're better than you think.
No, I'm not. Because I'm really not. Because honestly, bullshit. I'm sorry. That's it. That's all I can think. Bull and shit.
Okay, that's technically one word. Sorry, I have to point that out. But either way, please don't think that with me.
Why not? I think it a lot nowadays. How could I not? Especially about this, the untitled spinster. She has found power and vengeance, a way to fight back against all her critics, fight against her fate from beyond the canvas. And not to make it about society and stuff, but on the other hand, we're talking about art, which in some ways is all about society and stuff, and that's the thing. Everything society, teaches us says the opposite about unmarried women. Even nowadays, even though they say, oh, that's not true, look at how much we have evolved. No, we haven't, at least not in all ways. Not yet, at least. So I want to believe. I want to believe in a lot of things, in the power of that painting in particular, because yes, she has been provoking a lot in my veins, wriggling into my dreams.
Wait, what does that mean?
Well, but one painting, one cute guy too, I don't know if they're powerful enough, persuasive enough to change everything. Everything I've experienced in life so far. Not that I don't want them to, but I don't know. Because that's all I can think too when I'm talking to you. Bull and shit and I don't know. I don't know what to feel, how much to feel for you, how much I should feel for you, especially when, because I did. I noticed you too that very first Thursday I came in.
You did?
Oh, immediately. In like the sudden, sharp Victorian romance novel, the room stopped and spun kind of way. But then I noticed another thing. I noticed you were wearing a wedding ring. A ring you're conveniently not wearing now. I take it you took it off? Right before finally deciding to talk to me.
Okay, it's complicated for me on that front.
Oh, isn't it always? Isn't that why so many of us, no matter what we do, so many of us end up like Cora?
Cora?
Oh, that's the name I gave her. I didn't like her being so anonymous, untitled in my mind.
And you know what? I don't like us being untitled anymore either. I'm Austin.
Well, and as much as I want to give you my name back, maybe it's best if I remain untitled to you, given all your complications. Your bullshit, too.
Okay, I know. All of this does feel like bullshit. But it really is. Things have been complicated for me for a while. Too long, actually. It's not as bad. It's different. It's different than you think. If you could just give me a chance to explain. Okay. I get it. I hate it, but I get it. So, I work every Thursday. Sundays and Tuesdays too, but on Thursdays, I'm here. If you still want to keep coming to visit. Visit her, Cora, I mean. And, if you ever change your mind about me, or if you ever just want to talk about the power of art.
She gazes after him. She returns to the painting, and she stares and stares.
I am not you. I am not you. I refuse. I refuse to believe that that is my fate too. And if it is, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's safer that way. Being lonely but safe. But for the rest of my...
End of play. Our last play this evening is The Second Original Sin by Dominic Scudera. The characters are Adam, the first man, and Eve, the first woman. They are dressed in surprisingly fashionable clothes sewn from fig leaves. The setting is outside the Garden of Eden after the fall.
Eve,
Yes, Adam?
I need to talk with you about something.
What is it, Adam?
It's not easy for me to say it.
You can tell me anything.
Well,
Yes.
well, ever since you ate that apple and we've been banished from Eden, I've had a lot of time to think and to reflect, you know?
Yes. And?
And, I guess I've realized some things about myself.
Okay. Like what?
Well, for starters, I realized that I don't feel the same way about you.
You don't love me, Adam?
No, God, it's not that. No, I will always love you, Eve. I mean, you're amazing. I mean, you are the first woman. You're fabulous. It's just that, well, I don't have the same,
Yes?
I don't have those feelings for you, you know?
No, I don't know. What feeling?
You know, feelings.
What are you saying, Adam?
I'm gay, Eve. All right, there, I said it, I'm gay.
You're what?
Gay, homosexual, friend of Dorothy.
Who is Dorothy?
Nobody, it's an expression. I'm gay, Eve. Gay! Oh, it's so good to say out loud, gay! Oh, I have been so tired of being in the closet.
What closet? There are no closets. There are no houses.
Sorry, can we focus here, please? I just told you that I'm gay.
Adam, don't be ridiculous. You can't possibly be gay.
Oh, why not?
First of all, it's a sin.
Oh, and you, of all people, you are going to lecture me about sin?
Eating the apple may have been a sin.
A totally arbitrary sin. What's so wrong about eating an apple? Most people would think it is just fine to eat an apple.
Most people?
Yeah.
There are only two.
To what?
People!
Look, being gay is just as random a sin as eating an apple.
It is not the same thing. Eating the apple was a sin because we were forbidden to eat from the tree of knowledge.
Right. So labeling me sinful for being gay is even more unreasonable. God didn't even have to ban homosexuality.
He didn't have to. There's only one man, you.
Look, it's all good. Eating the apple was good. Because now we know things. I have the knowledge that I am gay.
Adam, you're not listening to me. You can't be gay because there are no men. There's just me, a woman.
I don't need men to be gay. It's innate.
How can you believe that? You never even seen another man.
But I know I desire one.
How is that possible if one doesn't exist?
Okay. Did you desire that apple before you tasted it?
Yes, but...
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. I was beguiled.
Oh, here we go.
By the serpent.
Right, yes. Yes, the charming, magical, talking serpent. Do you honestly expect me to believe that there was some serpent walking around, slithering around who somehow tempted you to eat a stupid apple that you were told in no uncertain terms was off limits?
That is the truth.
Okay? So, you can believe that there are talking serpents, but you can't believe that I'm gay?
God made us Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Who's Steve?
No one. It's an expression.
Okay, yeah, but where did it come from? Right, there must be a Steve, and I want to meet him.
There's no Steve, Adam.
How do you know? You didn't just pull that name out from thin air. I mean, there must be a Steve. Steve! Steve! Hello, is there a Steve out here?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to find out if there really is a Steve out there somewhere.
By shouting like a lunatic?
Okay, what do you expect me to do? I don't have Grindr or anything.
What's Grindr?
I don't know. Look, I don't know.
Okay, Adam, calm down.
I just need to know if there is another man around here.
There isn't. There are no other people besides us. That is why we exist. It's our job to procreate. We need to make more people, have babies. You are required to be heterosexual, Adam. It's the only way the human race will survive.
Wait, sir. Let me get this straight, right? We're supposed to have babies, right, to save the human race?
Yes.
So, when those babies grow up, they're supposed to mate with who exactly?
What?
Who are our children going to mate with? Each other?
No.
Oh my God, with us?
No! I mean, I don't know. Oh, God, Adam, you're so exhausting. God doesn't explain everything.
It would help if he could explain this one thing. If we're the only two people and we have babies, then they will have to have sex with each other or us to continue the human race. The entire species started by a bunch of incestuous inbreds. God, that is an absolutely horrible way to launch something new, don't you think?
Stop it, Adam! I can't talk when you're like this.
Oh, come on, Eve. You must have noticed the signs that I'm a big old queen.
What signs?
Well, I love musical theater, for instance.
What's musical theater?
I don't know. But I love it. Can't stop humming the tunes.
Huh. Well, I did hear you singing Everything's Coming Up Roses once, but I assumed you were singing about the actual roses growing in the garden.
Yeah, you see?
That doesn't prove anything.
Didn't you think it was strange that after we were banished from the garden, I designed and sewed these sickening outfits we're wearing?
They're not sickening, they're nice. You worked wonders with those fig leaves.
Yeah, sickening means good in gay slang. You know, like, slay queen and girl, you better work.
Oh, Adam. We don't even speak the same language anymore.
Focus, Eve.
Okay. Why is it strange that you made our clothes?
Because most people assume fashion and sewing are women's work.
Again, there are only two of us. Stop saying most people. I don't think it was strange, and neither did you, so most people thought that it was absolutely normal.
It is good to know that you don't believe in gender stereotypes.
How can there be gender stereotypes if there is only one man and one woman? You need multiple people to create a baseline of stereotypes.
No, you don't. You just need to think it. It doesn't have to be true.
Oh, that makes no sense.
It is perfectly logical.
How? If I'm the only woman, then everything I do would be the female stereotype, yes?
Not necessarily. I could just have a fixed idea in my head of what your gender is supposed to be. It doesn't have to be based on what you actually do.
Well, where would these fixed ideas come from?
Fox News?
What's that?
I don't know. Look, I'm just saying that if enough people say something, then it can affect how you think of things.
Enough people? There's only us, Adam, you and me. 2 people!
I feel like we're talking in circles here.
Oh, face it, Adam. Choosing a gay lifestyle would be disastrous for you and for all people. Well, me specifically.
It is not a lifestyle. It's my life. You know, I really thought you'd be more supportive.
I can try to be understanding, Adam, but you've thrust this on me with no warning and I don't know how to react. I mean, what kind of life. What kind of life are you going to have?
I'm not sure. When I think of my future, I see a lot of rainbows.
What's a rainbow?
I'm not sure. But it's glorious, whatever it is.
But will you be happy?
I'm sure. My life will be filled with glitter and poppers and Judy and Barbara. I don't even know who Judy and Barbara are, but I feel a certain connection there.
Oh my God, Adam. You are a stereotype.
I thought you didn't believe in stereotypes.
Well, now I understand what you were talking about. You are a walking, talking stereotype. My God.
And don't use the Lord's name in vain.
Oh, please. He barely pays attention to what we're doing.
Yeah, until you eat an apple.
Whatever. Adam, I see a life of misery and loneliness for you. And for me.
Come here.
Adam holds Eve.
Eve, I love you. Right? That's not going to change. You're my best friend. You know, we'll figure something out. God will help us.
How?
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
No kidding.
After all, he made me out of clay and you out of my rib.
True. I always felt bad about that rib thing. Does it hurt?
Sometimes. But it's worth it. My waistline is amazing.
Oh, Adam. What are we going to do?
They embrace in silence for a moment.
Do you want me to do your hair?
What? Why?
Oh, honey, a little trim and some highlights will do you wonders.
Not now, Adam. I think I need to be alone to sort all this out. Could you just give me some space?
Sure, baby. I'll take a walk. I've got to get my steps in anyway.
Thank you.
Steve! Steve! Is there a Steve out here?
End of play. Our moderator, and there's a seat for Judy, our judge emeritus, and audience members, you are welcome to quietly get more. I used to be a teacher. Quietly get more refreshments in the back if you wish, and we're going to begin our discussion. So everybody, come on up.
I think I'd like to first see if there's any questions already from the audience for any of the playwrights here. If you have a question and I call on you, please state your name and make sure we know which playwright, if it's a specific playwright, you're asking.
Do you think the playwrights can introduce themselves first?
Oh, I think that's a brilliant idea. Start down at the end? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dominic Scudera. I wrote the last play, The Second Original Sin.
Steve.
The rally cry of the night. I'm Patricia Lynn. I wrote the second to last play, The Untitled Spinster.
I'm John McDonnell. I wrote the third play, I think it was, Echo and Narcissus.
Lisa DeAngelis, Easter Island.
And Kevin Brodsky, Last Dance.
Oh, okay, so we do not have the playwright for Guess Who's Coming to Cocktails. We could still make comment.
He had a medical emergency.
Yeah, sorry, I knew there was one, I didn't recall exactly which one. So, does anyone in the audience have a question for any of the playwrights to get started? Okay, I'll ask a question. First of all, any of you, let's start with one at a time. What prompted you to write the play that we saw tonight? Let's start with the Untitled Spinster.
I guess I'm a very image-driven playwright, so it's usually a random image that comes to mind. I will admit this image was a bit from the hit film Ghostbusters 2 with the haunted portrait. And I love this idea of how much art can affect us all in good ways and in bad. And so I think this idea of a portrait of a spinster, or spinster, what that term even means nowadays, came from thinking about Ghostbusters 2.
Inspirations don't know.
Right, exactly. It comes from all different places.
It just depends on how long did it take you to begin to develop a story or a plot or something that was a structure?
It probably took a little while, just going from Ghostbusters to the play we saw. But I think some of it is just starting with that image and then just finding who are the people that are affected by that image. And so I knew there needed to be a woman who has strong feelings and is a strong person, who is unmarried and questions that. And then kind of the docent came from there in terms of being in a museum. And then the play kind of writes itself sometimes. And so it all just kind of came from there.
So I'd like to throw this out to any and all of you playwrights. Do you begin by thinking through the play, or do you start writing something down, literally writing it down, or writing it down? How do you begin? Let's see. How did you begin?
It depends on the play. Usually I think I'm going to write this fantastic, long, wonderful play and ends up being 15 minutes. But with Last Dance, I went to see Milk, the movie Milk, and talking to a friend of mine in a bar, and a young man came up to me and said, that stuff at the beginning with the raids and the bar, that didn't happen, did it? And I was shocked. And I thought, I better write something about our history, the history of gay people. And that's the beginning of that.
As soon as you were inspired by actual interaction with people who didn't know the story you thought you wanted to tell. A story that should be told.
History is forgotten
Yes.
and ignored, and I wanted to do something about that.
So, let's see. Oh, here's a good question that was suggested to me. Let's move on to Lisa. And I'm sorry, I'm turning things around. What was the core story you wanted to tell in this play?
Oh, well, I heard a joke a few years ago that there were two good things about senility. One was that you made new friends every day, and the second was that you could hide your own Easter eggs. That inspired me.
That's good. So that thought inspired you to write this play?
Yes, and also a friend at work told me the story of his family who were really heavy drinkers, and the father-in-law, he stopped drinking cold turkey when his wife got Alzheimer's to take care of her. So I thought it was comedy and tragedy all at the same time.
Right. Yeah. Good. Then, with everything, I'm an old lady. My favorite playwright for most of my life is William Shakespeare. I discovered Chekhov at some point. As soon as I discovered Chekhov was actually writing comedies, and you could laugh at it, that was brilliant. But I don't think Chekhov or Shakespeare are still the paradigm for playwrights. Much of the stuff that's being written today. Do you agree with me or disagree? It doesn't have to be Chekhov and Shakespeare. You have a comment about that? Do you have a comment about that?
No, I mean, I studied Shakespeare
a lot, but I don't actually. It's been years since I've read any of the plays, so I'm not. And I write comedy, so, and I've read some Chekhov too, but it's more. I mean, I used to love Neil Simon and people like that who write one-liners kind of and dialogue, a lot of dialogue back and forth. I never write monologues or long speeches, so yeah, it's not my thing really, Shakespeare. I mean,
No, I didn't mean Shakespeare. I meant the structure of plays, the storytelling that goes on in those kind of plays. Are we seeing less of that, do you think, in the last 30 years? Less of the structured play?
I guess so, yeah.
Well, whatever, I guess that was a leading question. I led you into an answer. Okay, but it goes along with what is the future of playwriting? That was one of the suggested questions here. Does anyone have a thought on the future of playwriting?
I'd like to ask a question about that,
Please.
actually, because it seems that more and more the one-act, no intermission play is becoming dominant. There are a lot of pragmatic reasons for that, people being able to get the last train home and people's attention spans being less because they're so distracted. I personally like it because I just like the arc, that it's just, and I just would love to know your thoughts about that.
I can speak to that because I just had a performance of a play about a month ago that I was like, this is a 90-minute play, no intermission, done. And then we did it and everyone was like, I wish there was an intermission. I want to spend more time with these characters. I want that space because it's we're talking about some big idea stuff. So having that time to get a drink at intermission and process what you've seen before you go into the second stretch of the story sometimes is still helpful.
Do you think it depends upon whether it's a comedy or a drama? And also, do you have to write to that? So you have to write to a natural break?
I think so, absolutely. I think you absolutely have to write to a natural break because you want that act one, finale, oh no, I have to come back in 15 minutes instead of just going and getting the train and going back home, because we've done that sometimes. I haven't, but no. But, so you want that, I absolutely think that is something you have to build towards when you're creating the piece. And then in terms of comedy versus tragedy, I think that depends, because I think the best comedy has some tragedy in it, and I think the best tragedy always has that humor mixed in. So it could be like a Neil Simon one-liner kind of thing, might lend more towards 90 minutes more intermission versus something that does feel modern but Shakespearean in scope. You do want that time with. I think it's just what story you're trying to tell.
Thank you. Any other questions from the audience? Please, Sean. Yeah?
So when you're writing something, whether it is something absurd or it is something very, very out there, maybe even real, but where do you find that line where you have to anchor it, so to speak, to find it relatable? Even if you're going absurd, if you're going too real, too specific, there's always a spot that you have to find. Where is that? How do you find that anchoring point?
Yeah, Dominic.
Well, I mean, for me, I've written things that are very different, but I feel like it has to come from honesty or authenticity of you, the writer. So to me, that's the anchor. So whatever I'm writing, it's saying something that I believe in and I want people to know. And it might be, very silly like this was, or it might be more serious, but the anchor has to be the truth of what message I want to give the audience. And so when I start, I don't know where it's gonna go. And it might be super silly or it might be more serious. It just depends on if I'm getting the message across. So
this was one of your more serious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this one, yes, it's very silly, but I hope that there are some messages in there that come across about
incest?
Gender, well, but just gender, gender expectation, and the fact personally, I think that story is a fairy tale, and we're being made to live by a bunch of fairy tales sometimes.
100%. Can
Yeah.
I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because as I watched, and did you have anything that you had recently seen that helped with developing the character of Adam?
No. So, when you asked the first question, like, where did the inspiration come from? I don't remember. I've been trying to challenge myself in the last few years just to write more. And so I have a lot of thoughts that go through my head in a day, but I often don't write them down. So I've been trying to just write them down. And I think one day I thought, what if Adam was gay? And it just popped in my head. So one morning, my dogs get up really early. So I'm awake really early, and I'm like, what if Adam was gay? And I just started, and it just poured out.
You know what it reminded me of, and I don't know if anybody else thought this, and I didn't think of it at first, and maybe it was just the way it was portrayed. But Nate Burgade's SNL Washington.
Yes, yeah, I know what you mean.
Holy crap! I was like, especially when you said, "I don't know," like, and then you said, "How does it?" It was that made it more funny to me because you did a very good job, both of you, of playing it. But the writing I thought was great, and I agree with you. It's. I don't want to get into religion.
So you mentioned you just sat down and started writing one morning because the phrase early morning because the phrase came in. Do you have a regimen for do any of you have a regimen for writing? A routine? Is there some place where you always do your writing?
Yeah, for me, I have an office at home, and I write in the mornings usually, but I mean, I try to be flexible and take my laptop with me at different places and write there, or even maybe make notes on my phone or something like that. So you're always thinking about these things, so it's just, you try to do the best you can with getting a space and a time to do it,
But you don't block out 7 o'clock in the morning until 8:45 or something like that. You just, when you can or when you have something you want to write, you write? Is that how it goes?
Well, now, yeah, I'm trying to be a lot more regimented about it. It used to be whenever I got an idea or I'd stay up late, and it was too random, so I'm trying to be much more disciplined. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Did you have a question, John?
Yeah, I'm just curious, based on the readings today, do any of the playwrights anticipate rewrites of any kind? Not that you need it, I'm just curious. No?
Yes. I could rewrite anything I write. In some ways, which I love about theater, you see it performed different ways and you get inspired. I think the fun thing about short plays is sometimes you're like, is this a 10-minute play, or did I write the first scene of full length? Or a one act, or things like that. So I have that percolating in my head after hearing the reading.
So what are your thoughts on your play today then? So you're thinking it could be a longer piece, or what are your thoughts?
I don't know, because I just love haunted art, apparently. I think it's a fascinating idea, and so how does Cora affect people and different people who come into that museum? Or does it stay centered on those two characters who we saw?
So are we talking about a 6-episode masterpiece?
If someone wants to fund that would be great.
Or modern love.
Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
Lisa, you said yes.
I was just going to say, every time I reread something, I want to change something, so I have to consciously say, I'm not going to look at that anymore.
Yeah.
I always think that plays are abandoned, and you just abandon. You either work on them or you abandon them. There's nothing else.
And I would suspect that sometimes abandonment, as you put it, is the result of coming to a point where perhaps you've created such a complicated plot that it can't be untangled and finished. Is that ever true?
it's like children, you know, the point comes, you have to let them go, you know, whether they're gonna screw things up or not. You know, it's their life.
Well, I also think, I write a lot of comedy, and I really think you gotta stop at some point because you're gonna make it worse. Sometimes the first line that comes to you is the right one, maybe you change a word or two here or there, but if you just keep going over it, next thing you know, it's not funny anymore. You take all the humor out of it, so that's, for me, I can't keep worrying over it.
I think what you just said is also true of fine artists, painters.
Right.
Whatever, that they can overwork a painting to the point where it needs to be scraped off and a whole new painting put on the same canvas that they're working on. Let's see, anybody, please, here.
Hi, Lisa. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Jacob.
Nice to meet you, Jacob.
For Easter Island, there was so much like realism in the portrayal of. I'm coming from someone who has alcoholism running his family, and the beginning parts of senility coming in at grandparents. My question is, because you said that it was based on a joke about the good things of senility, and the one story that your coworker told you, is there a middle ground where at any point you took, I don't know if this is too personal or anything, but where it was like, oh no, I kind of know this?
I'm not sure I understand the question, but I did think, is it going to be offensive because Alzheimer's is a very serious illness, and obviously it destroys a lot of life. But I can usually find the lighter side of just about anything. As far as alcohol in our society, I like to drink. I always have a designated driver. Thank you, Lisa. But I do, like, I have two sides. I do think I question, like, every event is so alcohol soaked. So there's a part of me that would like to be a complete teetotaler, which isn't to say I'm not dying to get back there. But I'm not sure, like, and in a way, alcoholism has something to do with senility because it kind of makes you idiotic if you drink too much of it. Or, so
I guess to clarify, was there any part that you, during the writing of this, that you pulled from your own life?
Oh yes, the Catholicism, definitely. You know, a lot of people think you can do whatever, you know, as long as you save those 40 days for people. Don't eat a ham sandwich, you know, it's, that makes, religion, I have to confess, makes me laugh. Every religion, I don't know, the rituals and the rules, I think are pretty funny. Because like this family would consider themselves really good Catholics, you know. They didn't want to have any divorce in their family. I recall that when Reagan was president. My family saying, oh, he's divorced. And I think to myself, if they had only lived, you know.
Stormy situation.
But I think that even though it came out of a joke, I mean, it was inspired by jokes. I thought it was very moving, and I thought there was a lot of sadness in that. And
much more than I anticipated.
yeah, I mean, you didn't view it and think, my God, she took a joke and tried to make it serious. It was through the humor, it became very moving.
Well, what you're saying is so true. I never really understand anything I've written until actors. So in this situation, ultimately it's sad. There's no getting away from that. So there were a few light moments, but the actors, Michael and Fran, really brought out that, you know, this is so sad.
And I have to say, I've
read a lot of Lisa's work, I've performed her work, I've directed her work, and this was different. This was, to me, very poignant. You know, I mean, yes, there was a few things that were funny, but it really spoke to me, having had a mother who had brain damage, and also, I think speaks to older people as you fear what could happen, you know. So I always tell my husband, if that happens to me, pillow. You know, and when anybody's with you.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have one question left, and then we're going to wrap this up. I wonder if any of you knew at what point in your life did you first think about writing plays? Were you 5 years old? Were you 47? It's not about age, it's about how much life did you live and experience before you thought about turning any of that experience into theater for other people?
I was 5 and I folded construction paper together and I would carry it around and call it my book. That's the kind of book I read. Yeah, and it was about a witch who wrote a vacuum cleaner instead of a broom.
Yeah? You wrote Hocus Pocus.
Too modest to admit.
My mother took me to see my touring company in Philly, My Fair Lady. And my memory of that is looking at the stage and thinking, there's a house up there.
Oh. How old were you?
I think I must have been 4, 5. Maybe because of my speech, the fact my mother thought it might be a good idea to see a play about a woman who learns how to talk. Okay.
That's beautiful. That is, yeah. And you reacted.
Well, I am a little different because I wasn't interested in plays very much at all. I studied them in school, like Shakespeare, but I wanted to be a fiction writer, and I did that and a little poetry along the way. And you know, I was, I think 50, I guess, or 55, something like that. And I took a course at Bucks County Playhouse from John Augustine.
It's not my fault.
Yes, he's to blame. And the first time I had to write something, it felt like, wow, this is what I've been wanting to do. This is the kind of writing I really like to do. So it just felt very natural, and John was a great teacher, and so that's how I got into it.
Great. So we've got 2 more.
I mean, I can't remember a time I wasn't involved with theater. My family built a stage in my basement for me to play on. I think the first time I wrote was 4th grade for extra credit after we read from the Mixed Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler. I wrote an epilogue for that. But then I was an actor for years. I still act, I direct, I do all the things, but then I probably 10 years ago, I started writing shows for my friends and I to perform, self-produce and perform, and then I was like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. So somewhere in the middle, yeah.
So, I think you'll like this answer. Let me preface it by saying that most of my career, I'm a college professor and I teach theater, and most of my career I've been a director. And more recently, I thought I need to stop directing so much because it's too much. I'm getting older, and so I started to think about writing, and so I started writing more. And so I would say the first time I thought of myself as a as a writer, was when my play got chosen here at Phillips Mill.
Half of it.
Right? No, not that one.
Not that one.
No, so 2 years ago, my play was chosen for this event. And at this event, I talked to Valerie and I had said I wrote a full-length play. And it was chosen then to be the spotlight production here.
Premiere showcase.
Yes, showcase, thank you. And so since then, now I'm going to toot my own horn. So that play I sent it out, and it won another contest for Carnegie Mellon University Press, and it's going to be published in the fall of 2026. So I really have Phillips Mill to thank for making me feel like I'm a writer.
One of the other judges from the last few years, Will, and myself, and John Augustine, who you know is a playwright and all of that, but was in that. How has that affected or impacted your thoughts about playwriting yourself, having had experience with playwriting competitions?
Well, it's inspiring most of the time.
Yeah.
I read people's plays and it's great.
Yeah. Thank you. I think this, I go through the same thing in my head. I think, not that I want to rewrite any of your plays at all, but I think there's something about a short play. There's the structure of a short play as opposed to a full-length 90-minute or 2-hour play. There's something about the structure and how high you take it, and then you back it off, and then you can bring it up again. And then you've got to conclude it. I understand that structure. What I don't have is the plot or the characters. So there's much more about sitting down and writing and creating characters than having a sense of what structure is and so on. Probably
Actually, I was going to say, since you called me out, I think one-act plays like these short plays are bolts of lightning. It's an opportunity for the writers to explore an idea without the commitment of a full-length play, right? You can look into something, as you said, and say, oh, this idea, I wonder if I'm inspired to make it longer or not. And sometimes you just have fun, as John, it's like a short, quick play, and it's not meant to be any longer. And that's what and it's like our version of exercise. We get to exercise our brains and our creativity and our ideas and look at them in a non-judgmental kind of way. Because anybody will sit through anything for 10 or 20 minutes. Right? And you can try it out. But if it goes on for 3 hours, you're going to be like, But anyway, so I applaud you. I love the energy and all the commitment of the writers and that you put it out there and you're getting up and submitting.
Yeah. I couldn't have said anything better than John to wrap all of this up. So let's wrap it up. I thank you again for coming to rehear the plays, see the plays, and I thank you and all of the other playwrights whose scripts I've read over the last 8 years. I thank all of you for having written them. It's been a pleasure.